If you've been following the series on leaky gut and autoimmune disease, you now understand just how big of a role your gut plays with your overall health and with your autoimmune flare-ups. But maybe you're still wondering, how do I put all of this into action? Well, that's what we're going to cover in today's video, and I'm so excited to get into this with you. By the end of this video, you're going to know the key steps that you can take to start healing your gut and calming your autoimmune symptoms. I really hope that you realize that healing your gut and calming your immune system isn't about quick fixes, right? It's about taking strategic science-backed steps. And that's exactly what we do inside of my Autoimmune Harmony program. I have 3 phases that I walk clients through to get them great results, and I want to share those phases with you. Maybe you can pull some things out that you can do right now to help you. Here's how it works. So in phase 1, we focus on understanding your terrain. And when I say the word terrain, I am talking about the environment inside of your body that can either foster disease or lead to great health, right? So the first step that we take is to get clear on what's actually happening inside of your body. We want to identify the root causes of your symptoms instead of just guessing. Every person who comes to me is unique. They all have a unique health history. They have a unique set of circumstances, and this is why I do not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach. So how do we get started? We get started by mapping out your entire health history from birth to present, and this gives us clues about your current state of health. And we also run a GI map functional medicine test to assess your gut health. And this test is an absolute game changer. I love this test because it gives us a clear picture of the inflammation that's happening in your gut, bacterial imbalances, yeast overgrowth, as well as your immune function and your enzyme levels and how well your body is absorbing nutrients. And instead of blindly eliminating foods or just trying random supplements and throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? We get real data on what's going on inside of your gut. So by truly understanding your terrain, we can create a plan that's personalized to your body, not just another one-size-fits-all protocol. And this is so important when it comes to getting actual results. Part of this plan is implementing strategic supplements that are based on your GI map test results so that you're not wasting time and money on things that your body doesn't need. How many of us have done that in the past, right? I think many of us have, and it doesn't benefit you when you're just taking random supplements because you heard about it on the internet. This way we use actual data to inform what your body needs. In phase 2 of the Autoimmune Harmony Program, we focus on harmonizing your gut and your immune system. Once we have a clear picture of your gut health, then we can start calming your inflammation and balancing out your gut microbiome and repairing the gut lining. And we do this by implementing the Autoimmune Protocol Diet, or AIP diet. And this is when we remove gut-irritating foods and we replace them with nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods. Now, I love the AIP diet because I've seen such great results when I use this with my autoimmune clients. This is because the AIP diet is a clinically studied protocol that focuses on healing leaky gut and calming your immune system. So if you're not familiar with this diet, there is a temporary elimination phase and then a reintroduction phase where we bring foods back in to see how your body reacts. And I've actually had clients who have seen a significant reduction in their symptoms within a week of starting the AIP diet. So it's a really powerful tool, one that I love to implement with my clients. But I also want to say it is a diet that many women do not approach in the right way. It's really easy to make mistakes on this diet that can compromise your results. So it's something that I highly recommend that you work on with a skilled practitioner who's been trained in this protocol. Now, another part of phase 2 is also experimentation and observation. Keeping track of how your body is responding to the changes that you're making is so important because it helps us to connect the dots and pinpoint problem areas that will then help us to adjust your plan as your body heals, because it's a constant evolutionary process, right? As you're healing, we're constantly tweaking and changing, and we're using all of the observations that we're making along the way to do that. Another important thing that we focus on is supporting your digestion and your detoxification pathways so that your body can properly absorb nutrients and flush out toxins. This is very, very important, and it's an essential step in this whole process. So finally, when we get to phase 3, this is when we focus on maximizing your long-term healing. And if you've been watching the videos in the series, you know that gut healing isn't just about food and supplements. It's about making sustainable changes that are going to support your long-term health and well-being. So during this phase, we focus on carefully reintroducing the foods that we've eliminated so that we can identify your personal flare-up triggers and food sensitivities. And we also spend a lot of time optimizing your sleep and your stress and your movement, and we make sure that you have solid routines in place and skills that are going to help you to maintain these routines for the long term. Now, if you've been trying to figure this out on your own, you already know how overwhelming it can be. There are so many moving parts and pieces when we're focusing on healing our body, and it feels really frustrating when you feel like you're doing everything right, but you're just not seeing results. And that's exactly why I created the Autoimmune Harmony Program. It's a comprehensive white glove program that is going to give you everything you need to heal all in one place without feeling overwhelmed. And unlike other programs, you're not going to be doing this alone. I'm with you every step of the way. We meet for live sessions to ensure that you're making progress, and you can also text me or leave me voice messages inside of your private client portal, which you can easily access through an app on your phone. So it's very convenient, very easy, and you always have contact with me. And this means that you're never left with unanswered questions. You're never wondering, oh my gosh, am I doing this right? Or I'm really struggling with this thing. I don't know what to do. You can always talk to me and I'll walk you through it. And another great benefit of this program is something that we just talked about, which is the GI map test. And it's actually included in the cost of this program. And we run this test in the beginning of our work together so that we get clear science-backed data to inform the healing process so that we know exactly what steps to take. And also because healing isn't always a straight line, I am there to help you troubleshoot and adjust along the way. So this is super helpful when you are trying to troubleshoot something that just isn't working. Maybe you get your labs back and you see that your triglyceride levels are still high, or your thyroid levels are still not optimal. Or maybe you're struggling to sleep through the night, or you're not quite sure how to reintroduce a food that you temporarily eliminated. The beauty of this program is that I can walk with you through this and I can take the guesswork out of it for you, but I also educate you along the way so that you have the skills and knowledge to maintain your results for the long term. I also build customized meal and snack collections for you so that you have recipes and grocery lists based on how much time you want to spend in the kitchen and what foods that you like. So that you're not finding yourself coming home from work and standing in front of your pantry, super hungry and wondering what the heck you're going to make for dinner. You're going to have a plan. You're going to know what to do. Now, I want to say that I do only work with a limited number of clients at a time, and that's because I want to give you my full support and attention. So if this sounds good to you and you're ready to finally get to the root of your symptoms and take back control of your health, your next step is to schedule an autoimmune insight session with me. Now, this is a complimentary session where we'll talk through your unique health struggles, and I'll give you 1 to 3 actionable steps that you can start to implement after our session. But we'll also talk about the Autoimmune Harmony Program, and we'll see if it's the right fit for you. So go ahead and click on the link below. It's in the description box, and you can schedule that session and take the first step toward real lasting healing. If you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to hit the like button because it really helps more people to see this information. In next week's video, I'm going to talk all about the autoimmune protocol diet and why it's such a game changer. See you next week.